Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Thank you so much, Rabbi Smith. Beautiful words. Thank you for hosting us. Yishar Kayach. People ask me all the time, that's one of their favorite questions. So I don't know the answer, but I tell people now, I said, listen, I work really hard. Could be this is chos. But also, if a person, everybody, you don't want to discourage people. You give them chizuk. So I want to give them chizuk. You want to go ahead and do something, you have to go and do it. You can't daven and get a bracha and a zgula and go to this person's caver. You got to go and do it. And if it means they have to work 10 hours a day to do it, 10 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, 15 hours a day. But you got to work hard to achieve it. Is it schosava? Is this, that? It could be. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Is it a big mitzvah? I don't think I did any mitzvah other than anybody else. But I do work harder than almost any other Magid Shir. That I can tell you. Shkoyach for having me. Such a beautiful crowd. You know, I'm going to turn the camera just first. It's going to go real quick. So it's a very nice crowd here. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. It's not even showing that side over there, but okay. A lot of my chaverim are here. First of all, Michael Ben Chitrit, who organizes the entire my Miami trip. Whenever I come, he's the one. Picked me up from the airport. B'chulu. E-copiers, Rabbi Isai, David Solomon is here. If you know any nursing home owners, and I know you know, you got to tell them they got to go to e-copiers. They got to switch over. E-copiers right now. It's a big part of this year. We got to support our own businesses. Be'emes. My chaverim from Bet Shemesh made it all the way from Bet Shemesh over here. Right. Where do you live? You live in Boynton? In Baltimore and Israel. And you're basically airborne most of the time anyway. 1K, yeah. Not global yet? Okay, we're talking about 1K too much these days. It's been amazing. I just left Eretz Yisrael last night. Here this morning. Gave a shir in Hebrew. So now it's what? It's already middle of the night for me, yeah? It's time to get up soon. It's 3 o'clock. Oh, it's time to get up. By the way, I have to say, Rabbi Yidl, get over here. Get over here. Oh. Come. Yidl. I don't have, you got to get into the camera somehow. Come on stage. Until you see yourself. Duck. This is the guy. Now I want to tell you something. This is one of the first people that made a satellite location. That's not some satellite location. They tried it in Bar Park in Flatbush. That's a daily satellite location. Every single day. Bezer Hashem, I'm going to have it in every city, right? You don't tell them. It's not so hard. Shkoyach for donating the screen. Shkoyach for pushing the oilam. What? That's what I'm saying. He started the location over here. Shkoyach Rabbi Yidl.
No motivation.
How many times you do the daf a day?
Twice.
At least twice. What, the same one twice? You do chazara?
Be'iyun in the morning.
Ooh, be'iyun in the morning. You know, by the way, I don't talk about this enough, but Michael Ben Chitrit told me, he says, thanks for that nothing but the daf product that we have. You can sit down already. We have just in case you don't know about it, we have the entire shir without the jokes, without the stories, without the musar. Just like a regular Maggid Shir almost. But with the pictures, with the videos, with the animation, and it shaves off a good 10, 15 minutes. You wouldn't have any of these speeches in it. So it's a good product. First of all, if you don't have time, you want to catch up, chazara. You do it for chazara. Or if you're thinking about dropping off out of the shir, dropping off from the shir, and people do. It's too much for me, until you learn something and this and that. They go to these other guys that do it quicker. So you can do it here quicker, but with the visuals. It's a great. And then we're coming out with another product, just jokes. So that's its own thing. Baruch Hashem. Keeps on getting better and better. Every day there's new stuff. Today's breakfast is sponsored for the week. Reb Eli's Talmidim in the room in honor of the Shalom Zach, Simcha Shalom Zacher and the bris for his grandson, Yishkoyach. This is beautiful. Mamish beautiful. And I will tell you that the night I left, the Israelis, it was Thursday night, and there was arbis chickpeas. What do they call? They call it arbus here in America, right? Arbus, beer. You know, they threw Shalom Zachar on Thursday night, and they got up and they were singing all these Shalom Zachar songs. In the middle of the shir, they stopped. They're holding hands. So yishkoyach for all that love. I didn't know these guys. They drove out, and these are the guys. You know, in my shir, in the live shir, because we're all friends from years ago. So you know, there's a lot of jabbing, a lot of. But they're showing true achdus over. They drove him from Boynton and from Boca, from all over. So yishkoyach, thank you so much. I'll show you this. Here, we got a video clip. Let's see if there's sound here.
And a Shabbos with Reb Eli and the Chabura. I was there last year, and I got to tell you, it literally infused life into me. It gave me chizuk to continue learning the daf every single day for the entire year, and I'm not even exaggerating. If you can, get over there and join us for Shabbos. You will not regret it, and you'll thank me. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Anybody in the room here that's coming? You're coming. Shlomi's brother, the Moyle is here. Wow, Shlomi Klein. Who else? You're coming. Yishkoyach for sponsoring. What's it called? The camp thing. What is it called? Camp Expo. 3-year sponsor in the house. And what's your name? Tzvi Korlin. Shalom Aleichem. Yishkoyach for coming. Listen, Michael, you coming? Of course you're coming. What do you mean? Oh, Mr. Zevachim in the house. I told you, I know half the guys. Usually I come to a place, I don't know anybody. Wow. Well, you could still come, and pay for your airline ticket by the raffle. It's $89, I think, and the money goes straight to tzedakah. 3 rooms. There's only 450 entries so far. So 3 rooms. That's 1 out of 100 and something. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. You probably bought that $1 billion ticket, no? And that's a 1 in a billion chance. Here's 1 in 100 chance. So if you bought that ticket, you buy this. Here we go. MDYRaffle.com. MDY monthly, reminding the Olam to do MDY monthly. It's a good time to remind the Olam. Let's see if somebody in the room jumps on and gives $180 a month, and then Mark Ashkenazi. You know what? Any amount. Somebody just scan that. Mark Ashkenazi will tell me during shir who it is. Let's see if it works. You got it? Yeah, so you're on it already, so you can't do it. Hold on, let's see. He's taking out his phone. Good, I'm going to leave it on there. Take it out. Let's see. It better not be $1, though. Hello, can I go to the next slide already? Okay, we're going to the next slide. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Rabbi Weiss here. Eli Weiss. Shkoyach, Eli Weiss. Who else I have to say thank you to? Who else? And if you live here, support and come support the Chevra here. They're doing the daf every day. B'tzafta chada together. It's a beautiful thing. It's much different than watching on your phone, on your couch. Although that also has a lot of miles that your wife, your children see you learning Torah. But once in a while, come out here. This is Fischel's Chasana tonight. Peretz Chaim Levin, Mark Ashkenazi, who's a groisi shkoyach. In the last week when I was sick at home, he got he's on the computer right now as we speak. Mark Ashkenazi, the guy all the way on the right. Yossi Klein, the guy that made the whole Shabbaton and everything. Big CEO of MDY. Yitzhak Scheinberger from Haifa. He says, I never believed in the power of status. I never used to upload statuses until I started with the rebellious shir. That Tilumi just met me and told me with tears in his eyes that thanks to my status, he began studying Gemara again after 25 years, not opening up a sefer. Because he hated Gemara, they taught him in yeshiva. I think it was written in Hebrew and just translated to English. It's a little off. But you get the idea. There's a lot of people that hate Gemara and they come to the shir and we take trauma out of those kind of people. So remember, status is a Maridik thing. The Masechta is sponsored by the one and only. He's here in the room, so we give him a big yishkoch. David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Avi Mari Reb Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doi Zuchron Levracha, Nifter Yud Zayin Iyar, and at a very young age, an e-copier solutions, or Boisa e-copier. The Masechta is sponsored by anonymous Lili Nishmas Yishkoch David. Lili Nishmas Doi Di Shlomi Yehuda Zuchron Levracha Ben Shmuel Chaim Zuchron Levracha Shokad Velomat Kochim Kol Chayav anonymous. Zeich Nishmas Nochem Tzvi Ben David, sponsored by Skyber Capital in honor of our friends Mary Kovacs, Taki and Shabbos Shlafrak for the devotional Torah studying this year. You can read with me and see if you can read it as quick as me. Joel Gedalis, Lilish, was my father, Jack Gedalis. Anonymous, Batzlach, Baruchnis, Ubegashmias. Cause sponsors month, anonymous from London, Parnas B'Shefa. Anonymous from London, Atzlach B'Parnas, Ari Simon, and Refuah Shleim of Imari Baruch Ben Miriam, Esa Walkenstein, Mazel Tov to my husband, Kalman Etano Walkenstein, on his 40th birthday. Mazel Tov, anonymous. Bracha B'Lidai. Ben Shana Lev, Yud B'Yom Ben Chava. Weekly sponsors, Label and Libby Tannenbaum, Refuah Shleima B'Karev, Chaim Doiv Ben Gittel Schonblum. Anonymous is a seemingly never-ending business deal to close ASAP. Rabid, that's how it goes. It's never ending, these business deals. What do you think? It happens in one day. In honor of Stephen Lowenthal, happy birthday. We wish you many more happy and healthy years. Be'ezras Hashem, with love from the Schwartzes, Lowenthal's, Newhouses, and Tepfers. Elazar Halberg, for the merit of my wife and precious son, Yeshua Aaron. And MDY Art, for the day, Elazar Halberg, with gratitude to Rebellion Team for helping me understand the Gemara with the art. For the month, Refuah Shleima Yehonatan Eitan Ben B'Sheva Bracha, Refuah Shleima Mordechai Ben Esther, Refuah Hayela Daniel Zeh Ben Ayela Esther Aboisai. Here we go. We are holding Daf Kuv Beis Amud Beis, smack in the middle of the daf. We're a little bit behind, but you know we're going to catch up. Kuv Beis Amud Beis. Omar Rav. Are you saying share? I'm saying share. What's going on here? Okay. You got characters everywhere, you know what I'm saying? You got to know how to deal with them. You just have to realize there's another 40,000 people going to hear every word you say. Okay, good. Next. So, this Stephen Sandpearl. Who's that? Who's Stephen Sandpearl? You just get $18 a month. Popped up on my screen here. Okay. Now, this is one of the most interesting Gemaras in all of Shas. First of all, it happened in the bathroom. Second of all, typically when we have a Kal V'Chomer, there's a Kal V'Chomer. The person saying over the Kal V'Chomer, there's something that's a powerful thing, and there's something less powerful, something heavy, light, whatever you want to call it. But there's a person who talks about the objects. Over here, the objects are talking to themselves, between themselves. It's the only time in Shas that the actual Kal and the Chomer are having a discussion with each other. Only time in Shas. How do I know it's the only time in Shas? Because I thought so, but I can't remember 3 days back. So I called up the Belzer from the Kail, who knows Shas like this. He says, yeah, it's the only time in Shas. Amar Rav, Hai Dina, Mirib Elazar, Reb Shimon Gamirna, Do Omar Bebeis HaKisei. I heard this halacha, says Rav, the Gadol Adar, says, I heard this from Reb Elazar, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai's son, who's in the cave with his father, came out, they had this power, they were able to burn people alive. I heard this, he said this over in the bathroom. Now you know, I said it real quickly, but I'll say it again. Some of the best ideas that you come up with happen in the bathroom, in the shower, and mostly, I don't know about you guys, but during Shemoneh Esrei. And what's the reason? The reason is because you're not thinking about anything. Your mind is blank. Because when you're focusing on stuff during the day, it's hard to come up with ideas. Your brain doesn't process new ideas. A lot of times I think also ideas come right when you wake up. The moment you wake up, maybe that's through the night. I don't know how that works. For me, I find Shemoneh Esrei is number one, showers afterwards, and then, so he says like this, Danto, the Gemara all the way in the bottom of this summit is going to say, how in the world can you learn Torah in the bathroom? But he says, Danto, bot ful yoim va'amar. What's a tful yoim? Tful yoim, if you're with the shir, you know, I'm not going to show you the different slides that we have. So what's a tful yoim? Tfil Yom is a person who's tamei and goes to the mikvah during the day. He goes to the mikvah 12 o'clock in the afternoon. He's not 100% tar. He still has a little bit of tumah left to him. He must wait until shkia. After shkia, poof, the tumah goes away. So we show him as a purple outline individual. I'm going to show you in a second. The Tfil Yom is tamei. And the Tfil Yom comes and says, all we have to do is concentrate now on these 4 lines. And then once we know these 4 lines, the whole Amud is the same exact thing, basically. So let's do this together. Danta bat Tfil Yom va'amar. The Tfil Yom, the guy who's tamei, comes to a kohen who's not tamei. 2 kohanim are having a discussion here. The kohen who's tamei goes to the kohen who's not tamei, who's tar. And he says, Tein li min mincha va'oichal. There's a mincha, there's an offering of bread, a certain type of flour offering that you bring in the Mizbeach, in the Beis HaMikdash, that a Yisrael brought. Give me a piece of that, and I'm going to eat it tonight. Not now, I can't eat it, I'm tamei, I can't even touch it. But I want to eat it tonight. Omar loy. So the kohen who's tar, you see what I'm saying? This is so interesting. The Kalam, the Chomer are having a discussion here. Omar loy, mayim b'makim sheyipa koichacha. Let me just show you this real quickly on the screen. This guy is Yafa Koicha. In other words, he has a lot of power. When a kohen, an individual kohen, let's say, does an Aveira on Shabbos by mistake, he has to bring a carbon chatas, yeah? A lot of times you do an Aveira by mistake on Shabbos, you didn't realize something is usher. Somebody said, oh, that's usher. Just as an example, I see people all the time, we're discussing in shir, their clothing gets dirty, and they start flicking with their hand, and they start, so if you're an Ashkenazi, it might be a big isser. I don't know if it's an isser deraisa, but it's definitely usher for Ashkenazi to do any sort of flicking and cleaning on Shabbos, right? You didn't know it. You saw your father doing it in shul, and you thought it's okay. You see people in shul doing it, so you think it's good. Your yarmulke falls on the floor, you start going like this, You see it all the time. So the guy says, hey, Chil Shabbos. Now what do? You're supposed to say, okay, when Mashiach comes, I'm going to buy a $500 carbon. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring a carbon chatos. If a kohen brings a carbon chatos, how much does he get to eat from this carbon? If the kohen himself brought it, how much does he get to eat? All of it. Minus a very, very small amount that goes in the mizbeach. Plus he gets the hide. Nobody else can touch it. It's his 100%. Now you'll call 95% his. So that's Yafa Koyach. That's tremendous. He has a lot of power. The opposite, we're doing a Kavach Chomer. The mincha, the flour offering, that is bad news. The kohen gets 0. So that's very weak. So now we go one step further. In the chatas column, when a Yisrael brings a carbon chatas, the kohen gets to eat a portion, not all of it, gets to eat some of it. So now he says like this. And but check this out. But when Yisrael brings a mincha, then the kohen gets to eat some of it. So now let's see inside. So the kohen who's tahar tells the kohen who's tamei, in a place that you were very powerful. When you brought your own chatas and you weren't tamei, the chisicha mechatas Yisrael, nevertheless, on the bottom. On the top, you're very powerful. But in the bottom case, when Yisrael brings a chatas, I can tell you, you get nothing. Why do you get nothing? Because you are tamei right now. You're called a tfil yom, you don't get it. So when you're talking about a mincha, we're talking about he wants a piece of the mincha. A mincha, you start out on a very weak position. When you yourself bring a mincha, you get 0. It goes on the mizbeach. And it didn't Yisrael. Certainly, I could push you off and tell you don't get any of the mincha. Yeah? So let's do it again. The kohen who's tamei says, give me a portion of the mincha. So the kohen who's tar says, no. If by a chatos, which you have a lot of power. Why do you have a lot of power? Because you get to eat the entire chatos if you bring it yourself. Yet if the Yisrael brings it, you get 0. Why? Because you're tamei. So by the mincha, when you bring your own mincha, you get 0. So certainly if you're tamei, you get 0. So the kohen who's tamei answers him, Umayim dechisani mechatas Yisrael shekeshem sheyipa koichi kach yipa koichacha. Hey, don't bring me a raya from achatos. By achatos, we're both powerful. The reason why you are powerful in achatos is the same reason why I'm powerful in achatos. The reason why you're pushing me off is because when you bring your own chatas, you also get the whole thing. And that's for that reason you're going to try to get me out of the mincha. We're both weak in a mincha. If we brought a mincha ourselves, we wouldn't get any of it. For that, says the Gemara, we have a mefurish pasuk that says that a kohen who's tamei, who's a tful yom, doesn't get a portion. We can't learn from a kal v'chayim or anything. You don't get a portion. You know why? Because it's a pasuk. By hakrei ve'echad. If you, it says in the pasuk, la kohen makriv, the kohen who does the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash, lo yisiya, he gets it. So you want it? You want a portion of the mincha? Come and do some avodah. Since you can't do avodah, you can't get to eat. So that's step number one. Let me just show you what Yoshi did here. I'm going to try to pause it.
סליחה רבה, תן לי מהמנחה ואכל את זה בערב.
ומים במוקם שהיו בגייך בחטוסך, דכיסיך בחטוס ישראל, מוקם שהוא רק גייך במנחוסך, אינו דיש עדיכך במנחס ישראל.
Basically, the two Kohanim are having the discussion. So now let's keep on going. It's the same idea now over and over, 3 times, until the bottom of the Amud. 3 more times. But I don't know where I am. Now he tells him, the guy who's tamei tells the guy who's tar, Tenli mechatas Yisrael v'oichal. Before he's saying, give me a mincha, now he's saying, give me some of the chatas, and I'll eat it tonight after I become tar. Amalai, so the tar once tells him, we already established by the mincha, where I'm very weak in a mincha. Why am I weak by a mincha? Because if I brought my own mincha, I wouldn't get any of it. And I was able to push you off by the mincha of the Yisrael, that we established already that you can't get a portion of the mincha. So when it comes to the chatos, we're just doing the reverse now. By the chatos, where I have a lot of power. Why do I have a lot of power? Because I get to eat the entire thing if I bring my own chatos. In addition, certainly if Yisrael brings it, I'm not going to give you anything. Amar lo, the one who's taught me says, you know why when the Yisrael brings a mincha, I don't get it? We're both weak by the minchas Yisrael. By the mincha, we're both weak. If we both bring a mincha, we both can't eat it at all, so we're both weak. That's why the Torah said that I don't get any portion from the Yisrael's mincha. But by a chatas, we're both powerful, because when we bring a chatas, we both get to eat the entire thing. So maybe I should get a portion of the chatas. So he gives up. The kohen whose tar gives up. He says, Arei oimer. We have another pasuk. HaKohen HaMechate. The kohen who does this zrika on the mizbeach, he gets to eat it. Show me that you can do zrika, and then I'll give you a portion. Since you told me you can't do zrika, you don't get a portion. Next. Yeah? Everybody's with me? Weiter. Harei oimer, sorry. Omar lo, so then he tells him, give me a portion of the shlamim, of the kachim kalim, and I want to eat. Omar lo. He tells him, so the kohen that was tar says, in a place that you were very strong, by the chatos, we already established you're not going to get a part of the chatos. So by shlamim, where you're already weak. Why are you weak? You don't get the whole thing. You don't get 95%. You only get 20%. You only get the breast and the thigh. So certainly I can push you off. So he says, no. The one who's taught me says, you know, by chatos, only a zachar can eat. It says in the pasuk, kol zachar. I can't give it to my wife. I can't give it to my slaves. So I'm weak over there. My wife and children, my avodim, my slaves, they could also eat from the chazal shayks. I'm powerful over there. Maybe I should get a portion of it when I'm tamei. Therefore, we have a pasuk like kohen azarikas dam ashlamim lo yeh. The kohen who throws the blood, he gets it. If if you could do the zrika, you could eat it. That's a tful yaim. So the Gemara says, it's mamish interesting. The tful yaim leaves kula v'chumrav with the kal v'chayimers al roishay. He comes out all bruised from this fight. He lost every single argument. All the kal v'chayimers on top of his head. He represents all the downtrodden Yidden, the Einen, the one who just lost his father, and the Mechuzik Kapara, the one who not only has to wait until the Erev Shemesh, until the nightfall, but also has to bring a carbon the next day. He certainly can't get a portion of all these things that the Tful Yom try to get. And now I'm just going to show you the last part of this. Here is all the Kavachoimers.
הרי הוא אומר, לכהן המקריב לא יסייע. בואי אקריב ואכול.
You missed it. You were looking at your messages over there? You missed it. I'm looking at the screen. I see this guy not even looking at the screen. He's done. Then he picks his head up. We got to show it for him. You see, you missed an opportunity. Rabbi Isai, you can't miss opportunities. You all know someone that doesn't open up a sefer, right? You all know that guy that comes to shul and you ask him, no, you learn Torah? Yeah, I learn all the Zachin. What do you learn? He wants to learn. But never, he has a Yitzhahara. We're all in that matzah once or twice in our lives. Don't miss that opportunity. Go and tell them we're starting Menachas in 18 days. It's geschmack. People thought that Zevachim is going to be difficult and I don't know what's flying. It's kachim. It is very different. And every day we learn new musagim, but it's geschmack. Every day it's geschmack. And don't miss an opportunity. You hear tzaddik? Don't miss the opportunity. You know guys. You know them. Chap them. Bring them in. Change your lives. Go weiter over here. Parach Ravachoi. 8 lines from the bottom. Parach Ravachoi. You know what's missing? Lei Malay, telling me B'char v'oichal. Why didn't he continue the argument? The Tful Yom should say, if there's a firstborn animal, and you give it to the Kohen, and the Kohen puts it on his Beach, this Tful Yom guy, he's a little bit of Tumah, some of it left in the mikvah, some of it is waiting until nightfall. Give me a portion right now, and I'll eat it when I'm tired tonight. I'm going to be starving. The one who's tar says, it's Rabbi, if you don't like the sugya, it's fine, because it's going to be over in 10 seconds and we're starting something brand new. He tells him, when I'm tahar and I'm in a bad position by achatos, it's a vodai because I can't give it to my wife and to my slaves. And I was nevertheless, even though I'm weak, I'm tahar and I'm weak, I was able to push you tummy guy out and I didn't give you a piece. In a place that I have very strong powers, in a B'chara, I'm very powerful. The kuli deli, I get the entire thing, it's mine. And in a place that I'm powerful, I shouldn't give you anything. So he answers him back, the one who's talking about, you know why you pushed me up by achatos? We're both weak in achatos. That gives you right to push me off from the B'char. We're both strong over there. So that's why there's a pasuk that only the one who throws the blood gets to eat. Same thing over. No, so how come Rebbe Lazar, Rebbe Shimon in the bathroom didn't come up with this whole Torah about a B'char? How come it's only Rebbe Chai? Doesn't say that the meat goes to the kohen who throws the blood. It only says it doesn't say zarek. Meaning the Rebbe Lazar Rebbe Shimon holds, you're right. A tvul yaim does get to eat from the b'char. So that's why I only brought the other things, the chatas, the mincha, the chazav v'shayga, the shlamim, but not a b'char, because a b'char actually holds that a kohen who's tamei does get to share in the portion of the Bukhar. Now the bottom line, 2 lines from the bottom. V'heichi Ovedachi. How could Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon think and learning in the bathroom? You're allowed to think about Torah everywhere, besides in the bathroom and in a shower, in a bathhouse. Rabbi Isai, you're gonna love this Gemara because this is a lifesaver. This is mamish a lifesaver. I know all of you are struggling with this avera of thinking and learning in the bathroom. What would you do without this? What would you do? Go in there and you mamish, you don't know. Like, I think I gotta watch some Netflix here because otherwise I'll be, YouTube, whatever. It's a struggle. It's today, this generation struggle, thinking and learning in the bathroom. So the Gemara says, no, don't worry about it. What are you laughing? You think I'm joking around there? Shani, says the Gemara. The thing is, he's what do you tell somebody, here, watch, I'm gonna what? Do not think about a pink elephant. Don't think about a pink elephant. Could you not think about a pink elephant? Now you can. It's oinus. So Torah is Torah. This is what he's thinking about 24/7. How could he? Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is parted from davening. Didn't have to say Kriya Shema, nothing. He's Torah Nasai. The whole that it was all Torah. So you tell somebody like that to go in bed and don't think in Torah. It's impossible. It's oinus. Oinus not. You can't talk it, but you can think it by mistake. You try to do anything you can. The Vilna Gaon wrote the Ayel Mushulish, a sefer on math, geometry in the bathroom, because you got to do stuff to remove the thoughts. All right, Zok the Gemara, Daf Kuf Gimel Amar Aleph, Mishnah. Kol shalei zacham mizbech b'bsara leizachu. So now we're starting a sugya about the hides. You have to understand, in the time of the Gemara, the hide was everything. They didn't have plastic. They didn't have. You made everything from leather, right? Shoes, other things. Just a short thing that I read. A Nazi in Machshamoy took a Sefer Torah, cut it up into pieces and made a wallet from it. And after the war, a Jew got his hand on this wallet. And guess what psukim were in the wallet? Huh? The Toichacha. Yeah, this is a Ramah Bet Shemesh guy every day. You know those funny jokes? He started saying real funny jokes, one-liners. What's your name? Remind me your name, Bemis. Ezra Fried. I'm so bad with names. Ezra Fried. He's a funny guy. But anyways, he's right. Smart guy. They found the Teichacha was on the wallet. From all the psukim of the Torah, the Teichacha, Hashem is saying, if you're going to do this and this is what's going to happen. You're going to end up eating your children and all the Teichacha, the worst of the worst of the worst clothes. So, Kol shalei zacham mizbech b'bsara. We know. Let's start with this. It says v'akoyna makriv es oilasish. I just underlined oilasish because the Gemara is going to bring those two words in a minute. Or ha'oila, the hide of the oila, which we know the oila goes kula Hashem. You burn the entire thing on the mizbech. The kohen doesn't get to eat a morsel of it. Asher hikriv la'kohen lo yiyeh. The kohen gets all the hide of the oila. We're going to see. It also applies to all the kachim. Who gets kachim kalim? If somebody brings a shlamim, who gets the hide of the shlamim? The owner, not the kohen. The owner gets all the meat, besides a little bit of it. So, kol shalei zacham mizbech b'bsara. If for whatever reason you couldn't put the meat on top of the mizbech, why? It became possible for some reason. So the kohen cannot get its hide. Shenemar oilas ish. The words oilas ish on this pasuk are extra, and we learn from it. Oila sha'alsal ish. It has to be an oila that did the job for the human being. It accomplished what it set out to accomplish. Then the kohen can get to use the hide. Oila shenishchat shalei lishma. What if you have an oila that was shechted without the right intent, meaning that instead of thinking that it's an oila, the kohen said, "Oh, I'm shechting a shlamim." It's the first Mishnah of Zevachim. That means shalei lishma without intent. Even though you're right, it doesn't have the proper. It didn't accomplish what it set out to accomplish. The owner has to bring a second oila, but The truth is, you put that oil on the mizbech, you don't have to throw it out. If you do the same thing to a chatos, you toss the chatos out. You have to burn it outside. It's garbage. But this, you put on the mizbech, nevertheless, oil like Kehanim, the kohen gets to use the hide. Echad oil seish, vechad oil seisha. I guess the Mishnah is asking. It says in the pasuk oil asish. So you think, oh, this applies only to the oil of a man. No. It's even an oil of a woman. The Gemara is going to ask. So then why does it say ish? Because it's telling us this chiddush that it has to accomplish what it set out to accomplish. Echad oil seish, vechad oil seisha, or same like Kehanim goes to the kohen. Or is kachim kalim? Who gets the hide of kachim kalim, like a taida, a shlamim? What else? Korban Pesach, kachim kalim goes like ba'alim to the owners. Or is kachim, but a chatas asham, oila lekoyanim, kavachoymer, umam oila shel zachu b'bsara zachu ba'ira, oila that the kohen doesn't get to eat any of it, yet he gets to hide. Kachim zachu b'bsara a chatas where they get to eat some of it, and then she is kubarim. Certainly they should get the hide. And then the Mishnah says, and don't try to slug up the Kavachomer, because it never gets to hide. The Gemara is going to explain. We got to pick up pace because I see we're already 48 minutes into the shir, into the recording, and we're still on Amud Aleph and Tabaro. The Torah does not give the hide to the kohen when it's the oila of hegdish. Rabbi Yehuda, the Gemara is going to explain. Rabbi Yehuda, prat lo'ilas gerim. Besides the oila of a ger, which the Gemara is also going to explain, that it means that the ger died. But 44 minutes. I don't know how that just jumped to 44. I thought it's 40. Okay, fine. Cute story that Reb Nachman Seltzer, who sits next to me every day, drives me crazy. He's not watching now, so I could say it. Reb Nachman Seltzer says that there was a Maisa Shahaya. And again, as David Gray, where is he? He said that Rebel Wine always says, all my Maisas are true. And if they're not, they even if they didn't happen yet, they could happen soon. Something like that. How does it go? All my stories are true. Some just haven't happened yet. Mamish, emes. I mamish hold of that line. This is right now in Toronto live. Shmak. Oh. A nice crowd over there. Okay. But you guys were first. Don't be jealous. You guys were first. Okay. So they went to Hungary to rescue some Sefer Torah. No, they jumped the gun. It's a surprise. So they went to Hungary to get some Sefer Torah that were left over after the war, and they walk into the shul and they find a beautiful silver crown that goes in the Sefer Torah, and they didn't know how to smuggle it out of Hungary. They were concerned that the authorities won't let them take the silver out. They'll let them take a Sefer Torah, not silver. So they had a great idea. They had this ger with them that was African. I don't know what kind of African. He was African. And they said, okay, we're going to go to the airport. They bought him like a red coat. And they bought him this. And they bring it there. And he put it on his head. And they said, this is an African prince. Naguna Gunu. And we're his entourage. All the white guys are his entourage. And they like this, and the guys are looking, okay, makes sense with the nice silver crown. They walked out. So, my prad loylas hegdish. What does it mean that the kohen cannot share in the hegdish? Okay, so here goes. Misaris means, let's say somebody brings a carbon asham. Before he's able to bring it, the asham runs away. So now he's stuck. So what does he do? He has to buy another asham. So he buys another asham. What happens every single time? You know how it is. You buy an asham, second asham. What's going to happen? Right? No, but you're not going to find. Right after you shecht it, as you come home, the asham shows up at the door. That's every single time, and it happens to me. So you take, I mean, what did Red Barrel Wine say? Be'ez Hashem. Didn't happen yet, but it could happen. So now what do you do? What do you do with this asham? What do you do? What? Oh. This is what you do for all the new guys that don't know. It's one of my favorite videos, actually. Rabbi Smith never saw this. No. You know this one. This is Yirachi style. You put him in a special place. They should get a mum. And once he gets a mum, you're able to sell him. And then what? Oh, what you just saw, the last piece I'm going to show you, that's the desserts. On United, they don't have it, but in first business class on like Turkish Airlines, they have one of these. You know, for dessert, anybody ever go on one of those? Come around, they mamish, and you can't eat any of it. It's like, that's ice cream, and that's... So, would you like this? No. Would you like... I said, no, I eat kosher. You sure you can't have it? Oh, okay, it skipped over there. But the point is, Ketzah Mizbeach means dessert for the Mizbeach. So sometimes when the Mizbeach has a lull, like there's not enough karbanos, so you grab a oila, you put it on there. So it says that when you sell this asham, you make sure it has a mum, you send it to Kevisland. It has a mum, you sell it, you take the money, you buy oila. So that oila that you buy, the kohen cannot take the hide. That's what it means. A regular oila that a Yisrael brings, the kohen takes the hide. Not this one. Says Gemara, that makes sense because that extra money goes for an adava of the community. Kohen doesn't get to share in it. Who gets it? The Bedek Habayis. But according to Manoah, it says that this money goes back to the guy that had the asham. So now becomes a individual oila. Why shouldn't the kohen take the hide? Says the Gemara, you're right. Where was that pasuk? Here we go. This is a famous pasuk, right? What's ha'ila? It's the carbon timing that we bring every morning. It's a oila. It's the first oila. So ha'ila with the hey hayidiyah ha means ha'ila rishon. It's the first oila. So chanami. So too in this pasuk I'm showing you over here, which is talking about the height of the oila. We're talking about oila rishayna. We're not talking about an asham that you had to sell and you bought an oila with it. We're talking about it originally. The first one was oila. So we're scratching the asham thing. We're going back to oila, and that's it. Oila rishayna. It's coming to say that if somebody says, "You see this oila, I'm giving it to the Beis Hamikdash," that they should use it for the upkeep of the Beis Hamikdash. He took an oila that's supposed to go on top of the mizbech, and he gave it to the upkeep of the mizbech of the Beis Hamikdash. The according to Malam says that it works, and they're able to grab it. The Bedek Habayis grabs it. But even according to Malam says that the Bedek Habayis cannot grab it. The Bedek Habayis can't grab the meat. Or toughest, it's able to grab the hide, and therefore it does not go to the Koyanim. Same thing, it goes to the kohen cannot take from an oila, even though the pasuk says kohen can take the hide off an oila, not an oila that came from extra asham getting lost and kevis land, the whole thing. It must go according to Rabbi Yehuda, but that can't be. Rabbi Yehuda retracted. How do we see this? The Sanya, Shishal and Adava. We learn new things every day. Shkalim, you all know, or maybe you don't know. Beloshin Sagina, my favorite Masechta. Not. Why? It gave me trauma. I had to give 3 shiurim in one day, which happened to be Erev Pesach. And it's tough to begin with. Each daf is tough. It's basically Yerushalmi, and it was impossible. And I ended up coming to the Seder, disheveled. I didn't get to shave. I didn't get to take a shower. I walked in. I didn't know where I was. It was because every shiur for me, it's hard for me to prepare. And to prepare 3 of these in Shkolim, so I have trauma. But I remember there was shofars. The shofar is a pushka box. And they had these pushkas in the Beis HaMikdash. And there was 13 of them. And you could see 13 here. I'll explain to you why. One of them said Taklan Chadtin, one of them Taklan Atikin, Kinim. They're for different things. If you want to Goiz Le'ayla for the birds, Eitzim for wood, Levayna, Zav, Likapiris, and then Nedava. Nedava is actually what? MDY. Nedava is 6 pushkas like that all over the Beis HaMikdash. So that's why it's 13. So the Gemara is just discussing now. So that was Shlamim. That was the easy part of Shlamim. Shkalim, I mean, Shishal and Dava. Laila, Haba, and Amisaris, you put in the pushka over there, Oila, that comes from the Asham that you sold from Kevis land, and you have the money, and it goes to Oila. You put it in the pushka. It's shaped like that, so you can't stick your hand in there and take money out. It's a one-way, what? It's a narrow, Shalom Aleichem. You also, I know you. So it's narrow on the top, and it's wide on the bottom. It could contain a lot of money, but you can't be a thief and put your hand in and take money out. So, Shalayu Kohanim is a Kain Ba'ira, the Rabbi Yehuda says a Kain does not get the hide of a Oila of a Moiser, right? It's not the regular Oila, it's the Oila that comes from Asham. So now, the Gemara explains, how do I know that Rabbi Yehuda retracted? Omar Rabbi Nechemia. Rabbi Nechemia says, Rabbi Shimon, there was a Kain Gadol by the name of Yehoyada, and he came up with a pshat. And this is the medrash that he said. This is the pshat he said. Asham hu ashoim asham lashem. I'm very proud of you. Really quiet. It's unbelievable. He told me he's going to be quiet. He is. Eli's son. Amazing. So you see this pasuk over here? Asham hu ashoim asham lashem. It seems like the asham goes to who? What does it say? Hashem. But then there's a pasuk. Here. Kachatos ka'asham. It says that the asham Torah haslam hakayin asheyichava boy lo yeh. It goes to the kayin, not to Hashem. So you had a contradiction. Does the asham go to Hashem or does it go to the kayin? Which one is it? So he says, Kol sheba mishum chatas mishum asham yilokach by oilers. If it comes from a chatas asham, you should buy oil with it. Habasar. So what do? To solve the contradiction, Habasar Hashem, the meat goes to Hashem, Oyer Lakayadim, the hide goes to Kai. Amarlei, Elamar b'may markim la. So he says to Rabbi Nechemia, how are you gonna explain Rabbi Yehuda? Okay, very good. Now I forgot to say that a second before, Oyer Lakayadim, he said a good pshat, but Rabbi Yehuda didn't argue with it. And since Rabbi Yehuda didn't argue, it seems like he retracted. In other words, it says mafurish that what? The Oira LaKayanim, the hide goes to a kayan. And you said that in the name of Rabbi Yehuda, that the hide doesn't go to the kayan. You see that, and Rabbi Yehuda didn't argue with this. So you see Rabbi Yehuda agrees that it goes to the kayanim. How are you going to explain Rabbi Yehuda? Talking about a case where a person decides to give everything away to the Beis HaMikdash. Uked Rabbi Yeshua. And we're going to go with Rabbi Yeshua Shita. That what? It's not a Magdash Nechasav. A person gave everything away to the Beis HaMikdash. And part of his belongings were animals. Some of them were male, some were female. And they were able to go onto the Mizbeach. Now, I don't know what this guy did. I don't know what he wanted me to do with it. You sell these animals, the scharim, to people that need a oila. And you scream, anybody need oila? Here, buy this. Take this as oila. And the money, what do? The money you give to Belek Abayis. Nekevas, what do you do to the Nekevas? Anybody needs a shlavim, you sell the Nekeva. Udmeim, yiblum shayin chazim, the Belek Abayis. The person wanted all the money to go to Belek Abayis. He had some animals that are good for the Mizbeach. And you're not allowed to sell. If the person says that it's for, you can't just sell it out and then it has to go to the Mizbeach. Okay, so you make sure it goes to the Mizbeach. Sell to people that need oil and a shlam. And we're going with Rabbi Yeshua. So what does Rabbi Yeshua say? Rabbi Yeshua Omer, Zechar Matzimam Yikir V'oilos. When it comes to the males, don't sell them to somebody that needs oila. Put it directly on the mizbeach. Only the cave you should put on as shlamim. Why? So Rashi says something very interesting. Shlamim, what happens to shlamim? People eat the meat. But the guy doesn't want people to eat the meat. The guy wanted to give everything to the Beis HaMikdash. Oh, so the eitzah is sell it. And all the cash will go to the Beis HaMikdash. Like this, no kohen is going to be eating this guy's. Imagine, you give a donation to a yeshiva and people end up eating your money, having pizza on your account. It's not gishmak. You want the money to go directly to the yeshiva. So, even according to Rabbi Yeshua that says that sometimes a person gives a little bit to Bedek HaBayis, a little bit to the Mizbech, that's with the meat. Avalar Tafis. When it comes to the hide, everything goes to the Beis HaMikdash, to the Bedek HaBayis, and not to the Kohanim. And that's what Rabbi Yehuda meant, that it doesn't go to the Kohanim, this case. Now, what new sugya, boys? New sugya. If there's a ger that has an oila, the kohen doesn't get the hide. Why not? He's not an ish. And the Torah says a man, or a ger is not a man. Well, he's a Jew like any other Jew. This comes to exclude a convert, a ger, who dies and doesn't have a yaresh. If he doesn't have a yaresh, then the hide does not go to the kohen. Who does it go to? Bedek HaBayis. Or there's another sheet that says, even to Yisrael. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Rabbi Isai, this is for, who's here, who in this room is from New York originally? Oh, wow, there's a lot of people here. You ever heard of Mamdani? Here you go. We got a Mamdani video today.
New York chose. We won. I'm your mayor.
Tensions were visible in the city today as this man made a solitary stand regarding the complex.
I want a meeting with Hasidei Satmar.
What AI? This is real.
וצונו להכניסו
וצונו.
בבריתו של אברהם אבינו.
Oh, Nemachi, he was nifter. From Dannenstein. So what happened? He has no children. It's all after. All right, very good. So the Gemara. Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Pradlos Gerim. No, we said this already. Torah Rabbanon. Oila Sish. The Torah says the oil of a man. So I think it's only the oil of a man. Oil is Gerim, Noshim, Avadim, and Ayin. How do I know that this includes also the oil of a ger, a woman? You can take out the Gerim here, the women and Avadim. There's an extra limud. So then why in the world did the Torah use the word ish when it doesn't include, it's not only a man. It's not to be mamayed a woman, it includes a woman. So why does it say ish? It means that it did its job, it accomplished what it set out to do. It comes to exclude when the kohen had a thought, as he's shechting it, that he's going to eat the meat late. Here, let's just show this one real quickly. This is the short version. I'm not going to...
היי, זה אני. ילדתי בן, הכל בסדר ברוך השם. תתחיל לארגן את הברית.
מזל טוב!
תגיד, אני מוזמנת לברית?
כן, בטח, את תגיעי, על מגש.
לתינוק יש צהבת, אין ברירה אלא לסחוט את הברית.
אוקיי.
Oh, very good. So that's pigul in a nutshell. Anyway, so says the Gemara, so if the Kohen had this thought as he's shechting it, in that case, the Kohen does not get its hide. So maybe for the same price, I should say that if the Kohen had a thought, a different type of thought, that it's a different carbon, it's not a oila, it's el shlamim. Maybe the Kohen should not be able to get the hide in that case. Wow, hour and 3 minutes. We're doing terrible. We only have to get to the Mishnah. Let's see how fast we can do it, because it's really easy now, for real. Whoa. He got it. Zoicha, Zachaloi. You know how jealous everybody is from you? They scream, like, okay. Turning of the Daf, Adar Global Special Experts in International Service. Oh, it's Ari Simon's birthday, Rabbi Sai. Happy birthday, Ari Simon. He's a big part of the, he just got to this year a year ago, and he's huge in this year. Okay, now what else? Special Experts in International Payments. Encore Healthcare, the schus, refor shleim liyelad, Michal ben Shulam is the schus atzlah l'kol klal Yisrael. Amen. Oh, Tamad loymar, ora oila mikol malkoim. Ora oila in liyad ora oila. Ora is kochi minayin. How do I know that the hides of kochim go to the kohen? Tamad loymar, ora oila sheikri. Yachal shani mar b'av kochim kalim. Maybe this also includes the lesser category of kochim kalim, shlamim, toida, that sort of thing. That they should get the hides. We said already, who gets the hide? The owner. It has to be similar to Oyla. Just like Oyla is in the category of Kachim, not Kachim Kalim. I've called Kachim. So Reb Shmuel says, I don't need a pasuk. I can learn this from logic. And the Gemara is going to ask afterwards, so then what does he do with the pasuk that they were learning from Mashayikriv? So just pay attention to that. Reb Shmuel says, I don't need a pasuk. I got a Kavachaymer. And how come the other man, the Amar, can't learn from a Kavachaymer? So Gemara is going to say at the end, because sometimes, even though there's a Kavachaymer, the Torah writes it. So people don't make a mistake or whatever. So let's see inside. What's the Kavachaymer? Simple Kavachaymer. Here's the Kavachaymer. We said this a few times already today. The Ayla, which the Kohanim cannot eat, but they get the hide. Where the Kohen does eat, and certainly the Kohen should get the hide. The Gemara says, well, Mizbeach, we'll prove it to you. That what? It gets to eat the meat. Mizbeach eats meat, and it doesn't get any hide. No, I could push that off. Mizbeach never gets to eat any hide in any situation. So what does that tell me? That it's not something that's edible for Mizbeach. It's not royal hakrava. So don't bring me a rye from there. Kohanim get to eat once in a while from different korbanos. So therefore, they always get, they get the hide once in a while, like by the oil, so therefore they get by all the kachim. Rebbe says, I don't need any psukim to teach me that other types of animals, other types of korbanos, the hide goes to the kohen. The only one that I need a pasuk for is what it says in the pasuk for the oila. Why? Just think about it. He says, the hide and the meat always go hand in hand. The cow, the bulls and the goats that we burn outside of the Beis Hamikdash. How do you burn them? The meat and the hide go together. When you have a Chavis and Asham, the Kohen gets the meat. Who gets the hide? The Kohen. If the Kohen wants, when he gets his meat, does he have to skin it? No. He could cook it with the skin. He could take off the skin. He could do whatever he wants. If they want, they can leave the skin on. Kachim kalim lebailam. Now let's talk about kachim kalim. The shlamim goes to the owner. If they want, they can take off the skin. It says by the oila, you should remove the skin. He did a gevaldik picture. Here's the wallet, by the way. Wow, okay. Okay. Wow. Look at this, how Yoshi did hefshet. Love it. You have to remove the hide from it and then chop it up into pieces. Is that why it's chopped up? Oh no, it's like a pajama. Okay. So maybe the kohen should not get its hide. Only by oil I would think he doesn't get the hide. Why? Because you don't get any of the meat. That's why the Torah has to come to say, he gets the hide. Now we have to understand, but why does the Torah say lo yeh? This comes to exclude a person who's tamei a little bit, that he went to the mikvah, but it's not Erev Shemesh, it's not nighttime, or he didn't bring his carbon, and somebody lost a loved one. Okay, I can understand they don't get a portion of the meat because you have to eat it, it's edible, but the hide they should get a portion. It comes to exclude. Tanakama asked the Gemara, Medina, why did Tanakama need a pasuk? You should learn out from Yishmael's Kavachaymer. Says Gemara, because of Lakra. Because you're right, you can learn from Kavachaymer, but nevertheless, the Torah sometimes goes ahead and talks about it because somebody will come later on. If you learn something from logic in a later generation, somebody will disprove your logic. Rabbi Shmuel learns from Kavachaymer. What is going to do with the pasuk which the Tanakama learned from to begin with, that the Kohen gets the hide? Comes to exclude a Tfil Yom Chusik Kippur. We just finished saying that what do you learn with the two words Lo'iyah? Comes to exclude a Einan. So why is he learning from Asher Hikrov? He should learn from Lo'iyah. Shmuel Tamei. Shmuel is according to his own Shita. It's like Zer Shabbat. It says these two words here, and it says these two words here. By Chatas and Oil, it says by Asham and Oil, it says the same word. By Asham, you're allowed to take the bones and make a flute out of it, do something with the bones. So too, by the Oila, you're allowed to do something with the bones. Mufni, we know when we have Gzer Shava, we could always undo the Gzer Shava, we could slug it up. Unless there's extra words. Says Gemara, yes, we have extra words. The Eloi Mufni, how can you slug it up? Of course you can use the bones, because you can eat the meat, so you can use the bones. But Oila, you can't eat the meat, so maybe you shouldn't be able to eat the bones. You use the bones. Therefore, Lo'iyah, Krayatiru, since the words Lo'iyah are extra, so we have Gzer Shava that teaches that you could use the bones of Oila. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. Yishkoyim for having me.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.